Why do we do small groups? Well, simply put, God has designed us to be in community with one another. There is no room for lone Christians, period. This is why we do small groups. We read about it in Hebrews 10:23 and 24. It says, "Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted to keep his promises. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. Let us not neglect our meeting together, as some people are in the habit of doing, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near." The Bible makes it clear. We are continued to meet with one another and encourage one another. And we see a beautiful picture of this in the early church. If you read through Acts, specifically Acts 2, they were meeting in the temple courts, in the church, and they were meeting in homes together. They were meeting in small groups. They would share meals. They would talk about their faith. They would pray with one another. They would build relationships. And the result? The church exploded with growth. We love small groups at Church on the Ridge. We love being in community with one another. I think God got it right. We were designed to be in community with one another, to encourage one another. So what is it about groups that make them so special? Well, as I was reflecting back on it, why do we even do these groups? I can boil it down to 3 huge benefits. Number 1, authentic relationships. Number 2, care for one another. And number 3, spiritual growth. Think about authentic relationships for a moment. This is how a big church stays small. See, I get put into an environment where I know more than just somebody's name. I know their kids. I know about their spouse, their job, their passions, their struggles. It's the people I do life with. It's the people I laugh with and share meals with. And honestly, having those type of friends, it changes the dynamic of a Sunday morning. Because when I walk in, when I arrive at church and I see my friends, it gives me that sense of belonging of, oh yeah, this is my tribe. These are my people. So church, the whole church experience gets better. Caring for one another. This is how we become the church family, and we take care of one another in our family. And if I think about all the care that happens, 90% of that care will happen in group. I think about when I've had a newborn baby, or I've lost somebody that I loved, or I just need help to watch my kids. Now, Church on the Ridge, we have a care team, and they're here to assist and to coach us, but the majority of all that care, it happens in the group context. And spiritual growth. Your small group will be the people who are challenging you to grow in your faith. I know this, everyone has a next step in their faith journey. And the group of people who are in your small group are the people who are going to encourage you to actually take that next step. And so that's your role as a group host. You're creating an environment where friendships can be made, where care can be given, and spiritual growth can occur. End of the day, God designed us to be in community with one another. You're simply providing an opportunity for that to happen. So that's why we do groups. Thank you for saying yes to the call and to host.